Okay, now I'm gonna draw it on a shirt and probably draw it way too small.
That's valid.
Wait, is that why you're drawing it?
Yeah.
Oh. Um, do you have any kind of tool that is like a block thing or chalk or whatever to like put on it?
No, I just have my marker.
Right. You could also do like very, very, very light making where you want the pattern to go with a pencil and then like doing it cleaner with the marker.
Yeah.
Also, well, yeah, also, if you wanted to be big brain, you could draw the hat again, but draw it to the size you need and then cut it out.
I'm not gonna cut it out. If I'm gonna cut it out, I would have gotten turn on.
Yeah.
Also, do I don't know. I'm lazy. And if all else fails, I can turn this into a bro cosplay instead of a dirt cosplay because I have a polo.
Nice.
Do you have the hat though?
I have a white hat, yeah.
Okay.
I had it for Medicon, remember?
Oh, right.
You don't need a hat for bro, you just need a bald spot.
That's a take, Crow.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Dirk took over the narrative because he is.
Also, those are some pretty decent hats, Jax. Those are pretty good. Okay. Now, we can finally play a fucking route.
I don't think so.
You don't think
At
so?
fucking 2 a.m. I thought that we'd be doing this by midnight.
That's fair. So
yeah.
Jax.
Are we gonna play?
Pain without Homestuck.
Huh?
With Homestuck, there's no pain. No pain, no gain.
I think I've suffered.
So are we gonna play this route?
Yeah?
Okay. Excellent.
No, I got you to set up this live stream and had you fuck with all this to say, never mind, I'm going to bed.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Alright. Here we go. We're doing Gamzee's route. Wait.
Hey, Carcut.
Okay, this is where we're starting. That's fine. That's totally fine. We didn't even set this up. Who's narrating? Who's gonna do whose voice?
I probably can't do a lot of voices if I keep going. It's gonna get bad.
That's fair.
I would offer, but I authentically don't know how well my Wi-Fi is when it comes to me cutting in or out. I might have to wait and see how it shapes up because it was pretty bad this.
That's fair. So, I will do a lot of the reading. That's fine. First things first. You deliver Karkat into the arms of a giant white crab, which strikes you as a totally normal and safe thing to do. You're really beginning to get the hang of this zap situation. For instance, you are now capable of utilizing it without unleashing a lengthy exposition on the values of interpersonal relationships. You can just go. Lucky too, since when you drop Karkat off at his place, he does not look in the mood for philosophy. More for crawling into bed and sleeping for a week. You don't blame him. Dave and John are nice kids, but they do require a high level of buy-in to talk to. Oh boy, why'd you go back? Since you have a memory like a steel friendship trap, you recall that there's another possible bro in the area. What had Karkat called that kid he lost his shit at the thought of meeting? Macarena? Macaroni? You zap to Macaroni's house. Yes, Jax?
I love it. Listen, the only thing that makes me proud of being a fucking Capricorn is if we're actually called macaroni.
Gamzee macaroni.
That's fair.
Yeah.
This time you aim for the yard and not the broom closet, and find yourself outside a huge sandstone castle at the edge of a dark, sprawling ocean. You'd have said it was abandoned if it wasn't for the lights in the windows. Standing at the tide line is some sort of Halloween decoration. A scarecrow made entirely of sticks and hair and a pair of oversized gray pants, and what the fuck is that music? It just whispered at me.
Yeah.
Okay. This is fine. This is fine. I'm fine with this. Anyway. Wait, they probably don't even have Halloween here. It's already spooky enough every day. A nocturnal world can't even fuck with night holidays. The scarecrow throws a rock into the surf. Winding up his long, thin arm is a whole production, although the motion is surprisingly fluid. You edge closer, not wanting to alarm him, but needing to move the plot along at a reasonable clip. You clear your throat. The boy Scarecrow does the laziest double take you have ever seen. It's like he's on 1/2 speed. Motherfucker, are you lost? That's a little
sprites are so pretty.
He has good fucking sprites. I can't deny that. That's a little forward. Not that you aren't hip to all the choicest trends that the kids are on. You have absolutely no problem with some random teen just swearing at you out of the blue. It's absolutely fine. In fact, you love it. Makara, that's what his name was. You ever look at the ocean? You know, really get your eye stalks going on it.
Big thunk.
I love him so much. Well, yeah, you're doing that right now, actually. Since the ocean is right in front of you, and it's not very hard to see it, at least out of the corner of your eye. Oh, dang. Felt for sure you were someone's little lost Lussus on account of you being white all over. Not my old goat for sure. That old bastard's never once showed his ugly skull to share a pie. The tide creeps up to the beach, and you take an automatic step back. The water looks normal, and Bakara is up to his shins in the surf, but you still don't trust like that. You can teleport, but that doesn't mean you want your toes burned off by alien salt water or whatever the fuck. What about you, stranger? You ever get down on a hot, warm plate of gooey mess? Pie, motherfucker. I got one in the oven. Oh, how silly of you. You love pie. You love it so much more than any weird shit you thought he was talking about. He grins and, oh god, horror opens up a pit in your stomach as his skin cracks, before you realize that it's makeup. He's got face paint on. You guess, kind of like a clown thing going on? It tracks. The big pants, the crazy hair, etc. That's actually kind of fucking weird, but really not as weird as it should be. Like everything since you began this rollicking friendship romp, this new information feels like remembering rather than learning. But right now, all you really care about learning or remembering is that sweet pie the kid mentioned. Hell yeah! You got your pan all out where it's supposed to be. In your sack. Gamzee. Come again. Gamzee. Bless you. My name, motherfucker. For a second, the kid's vacant stare sharpens. His gray eyes are like looking down a long, empty corridor, but for just the briefest moment, you think you see something lurking at the end of it. Something angry. And then it's gone.
You ever get so mad that your eyes dilate for a split second?
Gamzee brings you inside his hive, which is lopsided and shakes when the wind blows. Whoever designed it definitely got their architecture degree online. It also smells a lot like weed. You take a step into the living room. I like how Gamzee is a troll stoner, but also just a human stoner.
Yeah, get you a man who can do both.
Oh boy. That was a honk. Oh, Jesus Christ. There are like 40 little honk horns strewn around on the floor, in a pattern that makes it absolutely inevitable you will step on most of them in the way to the couch. You give up after a few seconds of careful hopping, and just honk your way across the room. It's a goose party up in here. Oh yeah, brother, make that music. Sometimes it all just gets too much to contain, you know what I'm saying?
Untitled haunt game.
I mean, yeah, people have already done edits placing the game.
Have they really?
At the
That's so
beginning,
good.
whenever it instructs you to press whatever for honk.
That's good. Gamzee sticks his head around the door to what you assume must be the kitchen. He's got flour on his nose. You thought he said the pie was already in the oven. What's he using flour for?
That's not flour.
The music builds up, don't it? It's like a miracle. Like a little ball of snot what's all caught up in your suck sphincters.
Hate that.
I hate that a lot. He really didn't have to call nostrils suck sphincters, but he did. You actually have no idea what he's talking about, and you're pretty sure that's not your fault. A bunch of clattering and banging interrupts your thoughts. Dear God, what is he doing in there? How hard is he baking? Then you realize that it isn't coming from the kitchen. It's coming from a different door. A closet door.
Did you go back in time?
Apparently. What even is that? Oh. Oh, fuck. It's you and Carcat. You must have time traveled without even meaning to when you zapped here. Damn it. You thought you were getting the hang of this. But how do you respond to this absolutely unforeseen turn of events?
Open the door.
So, is open the door the bad end?
Which end do you want first?
We want the bad end first.
Yeah.
Then yes.
You spring up to answer the door, because that's what any good guest will do while their host is busy fighting a pie. You honk your way over, making more music on the way. Miracles, or whatever. You wonder what you're going to say when you see yourself. You'll probably be pretty surprised. Up close to the door is sort of warm? Not temperature-wise, more in an existential way. A narrative weight hangs around this door, and when you touch it, tingling heat shoots up your fingers. Man, this door is great. You don't want anything more than to open this door. Shit, you love this door! Just doors in general, actually. Fucking amazing. You love to open them up and be in one place, and then walk through them and be in another. You twist the handle. You are forcibly returned to the start screen.
Well,
Nice. Love
ever
that
just open
shit.
up a door and are welcome.
Yes, all the time, actually. Alright, let Gamzee open the door. Figuring this is the best way to prevent a paradox, you wait until the racket gets loud enough to alert your host. What's all that? You shrug and open your eyes real wide to show just how innocent you are. This is a total mystery that absolutely needs solving. Oh hey, hold up, my brother. I'm hearing something in the scrub cubby. Some squeak beast what's all got itself trapped. The noise in the closet breaks off just as Gamzee throws open the door. Yep, same place as before. Other you and Carcat must be shouting at each other back in his hive. Well, he'll be doing most of the shouting. It really is a mess in there. Shit. Damn, little monsters skittered off. Yeah, weird. You have no idea where they went, and you're totally sure it was not a friend of his who flipped out at the sheer sound of his voice. That would be ridiculous. Oh, no doubt. You're glad you agreed about that. Oh, and speaking of which, you mentioned that you have a friend in common. Carcat. Small, shouty? Gamzee cracks into such a wide grin, you're surprised his face doesn't turn inside out. Yeah, that there's my best fucking friend. As close as two wrigglers what slithered out of the mother grub's frumpy ass together. We get our rap on. Rap? Like, actual rap? Carcat doesn't really strike you as the rapping type. Not so much as you'd notice. But I know he's got that music inside him somewhere. All wrapped up under his skin, just waiting for a real motherfucking brother to rip it out. Aw, That's incredibly romantic, but also absolutely the creepiest shit you have ever heard. Aw, hell yes. An ungodly amount of steam issues from the kitchen, like someone baking in a cartoon. Whatever it is smells amazing. Sugary with just a hint of sharpness to it. Did Gamzee ever say what kind of pie he's making? Miracle pie, sister. Miracle pie. Oh, nice. Miracle flavor. Sounds great, not at all like it might burn the roof of your mouth off. Gamzee emerges from the kitchen, the sweet smell getting stronger as he comes closer. He isn't carrying any plates or forks or whatever, so you guess you're just going to eat with your hands? You look down at your grubby little paws. When was the last time you washed these silly things? You're disgusting. But then you get a look at the pie and realize that germs are really going to be the last of your worries. It's thick and gelatinous and green. Neon green. Poison control green. Like clip art of something toxic. You are absolutely sure that whatever that pie is made of, humans are not meant to eat it. Probably not trolls either. Also, Felix pointed out in the chat that the pie has a rage symbol in it, which I totally didn't catch until now, and I think is awesome.
Oh, it does.
I didn't notice that. Nice.
You are absolutely sure that whatever that pie is made of, I already read this.
Yeah.
Gamzee sits down next to you, stretching out his long, skinny legs onto the coffee table, kicking over a stack of comics and a couple empty Faygo bottles. Yikes. This does not make you feel any better about his ability to make good nutritional choices. You ask Gamzee, as politely as you are able, what kind of pie it is. Oh, dang, brother, a Nutra-mercenary never gives away his secret ingredient. Alls you need to know is this is the good shit. You want to see the miracles the way I see them? I know you do. I can hear it in your voice. I can see it in your sea stalks. This is the shit that is gonna put you all the way up over the top. Gamzee gives you that one look. You know the one. When your friend tells you that they got some deliriously dank shit that they're just aching to share with you. That's a real thing that happens. It is absolutely drugs. This is a drug pie.
That feeling when your dorm mate has the good kush.
So, is the bad end to resist?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Bro, what's bad at? We gotta do the bad end.
Dare to resist drugs and alcohol.
Excellent. You take a deep breath and prepare to stand up to peer pressure. You tell Gamzee that you'll think you'll pass on the pie. Whoa, for real? Nobody's ever turned down a bite before. Really? How many people has he offered it to? Gamzee grins. Well, motherfuck, you got me there. No fear, brother, no fear. You gotta be all doing what you're feeling. No way I'm about to harsh a brother's flow when it comes to all their personal preferences or whatever. Oh, thank God. He isn't gonna think you're uncool for not doing his drug pie. You can't exactly recall where you picked up the idea that Alternian drugs are not a good idea, but you're pretty sure it's right. Maybe just a good general rule of thumb, avoid alien-controlled substances. Or possibly all alien substances? Maybe it would be bad for you, even if it wasn't drug pie. Your internal anatomy is still a mystery to you. Actually, Gamzee is taking this so well that you feel emboldened to go further. Push a little harder. Man, you are getting really brazen with this after-school special shit. You suggest to Gamzee that, just maybe, he shouldn't eat the pie either. He raises both eyebrows and gives you a slow blink, looking from the pie to you and back again. He looks absolutely flabbergasted at the idea. Hasn't anybody ever mentioned to him that he should be careful of what he eats? Not even Karkat? Karkat absolutely seems like the kind of guy to want to micromanage his friend's life. Might have said a thing or two. Once or maybe 2 times. Does Gamzee ever think about following his good friend's advice? Gamzee freezes with one long... I love that.
You about to get stomped out. He's about to stomp you.
Gamzee freezes with one long-fingered hand reaching for the pie. You can practically see the gears turning in his pan. In his head. You catch another flicker of that flat, affectless menace behind his eyes, then he splits into another big, sloppy grin. Fuck it! Gamzee rises eerily to his feet like he's on marionette strings, almost without bending his knees. Picking up the pie, he shuffles across the rumpus block and opening the window. He makes and holds eye contact as he throws the pie out of the window. Oh, okay. Well, that's one way to get rid of it. But what about the pie plate? More where that came from? Anything I want, I just enter it into the computer and it appears outside the hive a couple hours later. Fucking miracles, man. Or maybe just same-day delivery? Is there a troll Amazon? Gamzee lets out a creaky laugh. It makes you a little nervous, and you can't quite pinpoint why. Slow down, brother. You're talking all the deep motherfucking heresies today. Turning down a perfectly good pie, what could have got us well and truly seeing the glories. What's the Messiah's put up on this planet? Don't take away my miracles, too. Well, you didn't make him throw the pie out the window, you just made a suggestion. He didn't have to listen to you. No, you got the right of it. We'll do it your way. You never know. The old goat might come home for once. And he never seems to like it when I fly high on pie. Well, if he's sure.
Oh.
Nice!
This is good! This isn't scary at all!
Gamzee looks at you from across the room, silhouetted against the window like a black spot on the moon. And you think you may have made a mistake. You aren't exactly sure why, just something in the back of your head is shouting at you. Maybe you'll check, just to be sure. So when Gamzee lopes back into the kitchen, maybe to throw more shit passive-aggressively out a window, you zap forward just a little while, a couple of days. The house is quiet, but everything looks mostly the same. When you listen, though, you hear a steady thump, thump, thump. If you didn't know better, you might say it was someone banging something against drywall. For instance, their head. The sound rattles through the stone of the hive and builds along the scaffolding of your body. With mounting dread, you zap forward a few days.
I just want to say that Gamzee is me when someone says something wrong to me and they ruin my entire morning and then day.
Yeah. The hive is a wreck. It wasn't exactly a showroom before, but now there are 3 times as many honk horns and Faygo bottles overflow off the table. The couch bleeds stuffing from 3 long gouges. The TV is shattered and every mirror in the house is broken. Every shiny surface slashed past recognition. It's like someone didn't want to see themselves. Gamzee? Oh god, what happened? You zap to Karkat's hive. He knows Gamzee.
Oh.
He'll be able to tell you.
Oh no!
Oh god! Red. Red everywhere. It's on Karkat's bedroom walls, the floor, even arching up to the ceiling. Karkat's red blood. You'd never gotten a chance to talk to him about it. Your stomach curls in on itself, and you fall forward onto your knees, retching onto the carpet. You haven't had any of the pie, so nothing comes up. Oh.
Oh no!
Someone was gonna end into the arts and crafts.
Kanaya's room is in far greater disarray. She looks like she'd put up much more of a fight than Karkat had. There are great gouts of jade blood over the bolts of cloth and drafting table, but it's joined by deep slashes of royal purple. Kanaya's husk top glows sickly into the dim room. A smiley face with a round clown nose is painted in blood on the screen. Beneath it, an instant message flashes. Oh boy. I don't have a Vriska voice ready.
I get
Huh?
I can try to find... voice.
Okay.
Fussy things, what the fuck? You can't ignore me forever, Miriam. I doubt you can even do it for one night.
The cursor flashes. Green and purple ooze on the keys, still wet. Oh god, he's gone after AG too. You have to do something. Nice, didn't expect to be here yet. You appear in a tall stone room. You've never been here before. Or maybe you have. Maybe you've already made good friends with this particular troll. It really depends on which option you chose at the beginning of the volume. God, why did you think that? Why isn't your brain working? What the fuck is wrong with you? You feel like you know all of this, but not. Like you watched it all happen to somebody else. From the distance you hear a telltale honk. Ice sheets up your spine. That is the most cursed noise you've ever heard in your life. Jesus fuck, you are going to have nightmares filled with brass instrumentation, provided you don't die immediately.
Uh-oh.
Oh, hey there, motherfucker. Fuck. You're late. Oh, hey, Gamzee. You sure look totally fucked up. Green and crimson paint his shirt, splashed up his arms to the elbows. It's like fucking Christmas up in here. 3 deep purple gouges intersect his face, still bleeding freely. Shit, dude. You should have kept doing your drugs if this was the alternative. Talk about an overreaction. Overreaction! Is no fucking reaction, little aberrant speck of worm meat. This is the true God's judgment! He came to me, motherfucker. He spoke his words in my ear. He's the only one what's ever bothered to say motherfucking truths to me. Who came to him? Who was speaking truth? Don't worry, you'll meet him soon. Honk!
What is this Dogi Literature Club shit?
Oh god. Nice.
How was Haven able to make Gamzee's sprites so cute but also so terrifying in other cases?
It's very, very well done because that's Gamzee for it.
I love someone who can do a creepy Gamzee right. Like, it's so good.
I like that when he's like all relaxed and stuff, his eyes are just big and doughy and all that, but then when he's mad, they pinpoint.
Yeah, it's good. It's
Yeah.
very good. Okay, so now we're gonna eat the drug pie.
Yeah. Just want to do that again.
Really quickly before we move on, can I spend 30 seconds quickly putting my ice cream in the fridge?
Yes, please
Yeah.
do.
Hell,
Run.
I'm gonna run!
I can take drinks because Gamzee's voice is starting to kill my throat.
That's better than fucking, who did the voice? Was it Goblin?
Wait, for what?
For Gamzee. Did you ever watch, Crow's stream of, Problematic Faves?
Not all of it.
Did you get to the part where, Gamzee had to be voiced?
I don't think so.
Oh, I think it was Goblin. Voice. It was bad.
Oh boy.
It was so fucking.
Kermit, but down.
Yes.
Felix was
Remember,
there.
guys, remember, kids, if you don't do drugs, your friends will die.
See, my headcanon Gamzee voice that I can't actually do is Weird Al Yankovic.
That's fair.
I would do a Weird Al Yankovic voice if I could, but I can't.
Valid.
But let it be known that I think Gamzee sounds like Weird Al Yankovic.
Well, it's better than Kermit but down.
You know what? Fuck it. You're magic. You can do whatever you want. You scoop out a big, green, glowing glob of poison pie. It's so gooey and thick it almost slides right out of your hand. You manage to get a little bit of it into your mouth. It punches you right in the taste buds, so sweet your teeth ache, and without any discernible texture. Just goop that slowly fills your mouth and coats your throat. Wow, this sure is a tactile experience. It doesn't taste bad, just sort of like you'd swallowed a big, sweet mouthful of... Nausea hits you in a wave, and every nerve ratchets tight. Yep, this is definitely not meant for whatever kind of creature you are. Your body wants to reject it. You lean over the arm of the couch and prepare to give this volume an additional content warning. But the feeling passes. And not only does it pass, it is accompanied by a rising sweep of euphoria. It shivers up from your stomach and into your brainstem. You let out an unintentional sigh of happiness and settle back down into the couch. Wow, you feel so great right now. Holy shit. Drugs are awesome. You want to do them all the time. No wonder Gamzee was so intent on getting this pie finished. If you were him and knew this secret to the wonders of the universe, you would never eat anything else. Ever. A long finger taps you on the shoulder. More, motherfucker? He offers you the pie plate, and you eagerly dig your fingers in. It's getting all over the couch and your face, but you don't care. You just want more of that perfect, contented feeling. Gamzee watches you with dreamy approval. Somehow, the two of you end up in the supply closet. You aren't really sure why. It just felt like a good idea to go in there. Possibly to investigate whatever it was that was making a bunch of silly noise just a few minutes ago. Oh, you know what it was. It was you! You and Carcat. You guys came to visit Gamzee one time, but Carcat wussed out. You'll try harder next time. Good try, motherfucker. You're not pulling my stem that easy. My nubby little brother hasn't been anywhere near my motherfucking hive. I've tried to get him over here again and again, you know. But he's all got this hate on for face-to-face hangouts. Not like you. You got your motherfucking pan blown right the fuck open. You're like me, my sister. You're wide open to the motherfucking miracles. You tell Gamzee that he's totally right. You are so ready and open to whatever miracle comes along. But no, seriously, if you wanted, the two of you could go visit Carcat, like, right now. He's probably sleeping off his trip to an alien planet, but you could wait, or just zap forward in time a little bit. That's a thing you can do. Oh, for real? Why didn't you just say so then, motherfucker? Zap us on out of here. Sure.
Don't zap while drunk. Or high.
Sure, right away. Anything you want, best friend. Gamzee gives you another of those wide, messy grins. Like he can't contain his joy at the thought of being someone's best friend. You totally sympathize. You can't actually remember how to use your magic powers right now. You think it's possible you're a little too high. You don't even remember how you came to be lying on this filthy closet floor and looking up at the filthy closet ceiling. Shouldn't you try to keep the place with your cleaning supplies a little, you know, cleaner? No worries, my brother. There isn't any rush. I got my certainty on that one day we're all gonna get together in one big horn pile. My boy Carcat, T-Dog, Equius, that nasty cerulean bitch what's always mad as hell. Everybody. We'll all climb up the clouds together. You don't know who some of these people are, but that's okay. You're confident that they'd all make amazing friends, and you can't wait to climb up into the sky with them. What'll you do once you get up there? We ride the Dark Carnival all the way to paradise, my brother. The Dark Carnival. That sounds familiar somehow. You feel like you've heard of it before. Oh, I should hope so, motherfucker. Anybody what's got any kind of head for religious dogma at all's heard of this shit. I knew you were a real one. Oh yeah, for sure. You are the realist. But, like, imagine you weren't as real as you could be. What would you tell some dumb asshole who had no idea what Gamzee was talking about? The Dark Carnival's where the path leads, my brother. Back in the old days, the righteous got their blood poured out when their time came. All that purple painting the ringmaster's circle. But nowadays it's more like a metaphor and shit. When a motherfucker dies, his soul is all ruptured up from his corpse meat, right? And that soul's gotta all up and go somewhere, don't it? And it's not about to just float around untethered. So it rides on up to the carnival, where it gets all right and properly judged. To see whether it's been a good bitch or a naughty motherfucker. Anyway, that's how the miracles work. Right. God, that sounds amazing. You really hope Gamzee gets there one day. Something jagged slams up against the haze of drugged contentment. You feel it like a booming knock on the inside of your consciousness. You remember a face. Gamzee's face. No, not quite. It's a face with makeup, but it's younger, kinder, more vulnerable. You remember this. This is a friend. You remember you had friends. You remember a clown.
It's our baby.
It is our baby. With a monumental effort, you force yourself into a sitting position. Gamzee is still splayed out on the floor, totally gone. You have to figure this out. For a split second, you had it. You shake your head, trying to clear it. You stagger up. Gamzee makes a sleepy noise and rolls onto his side. You stagger back into the living room, feeling your way across the wall until you find an ablution trap. You locate the sink and splash some water onto your face, trying to focus enough to concentrate, but not enough to lose this thread. Somehow, you know that if you become too aware of yourself, you're going to completely forget everything again. It's almost like someone wants you to forget. Forget all of your friends and your past adventures. You close your eyes and picture that friendly clown face. A name drifts across your mind, almost close enough to snatch.
The baby!
Zap. All of your other trips through the narrative have been instantaneous. 1 second, you're in a place, and the next, you're in another. This time, the air feels warm and gelatinous, like trying to run while waist-deep in water. The drug pie could just be fucking with your powers, but you know in the core of you that isn't right. You are where you aren't supposed to be, and something here knows you're trespassing. Something here is awake, and it sees you. Your body goes through a series of shivers, not unlike when you first tasted the pie. Some distant layer of you knows that whatever you are experiencing is wrong, and not meant to be seen by anyone, as if somehow you've gotten a glimpse into the subatomic level. Your vision stretches out in a long, empty corridor, and at the other end is,
T-posing. It's Andrew Hussey T-posing.
I feel like that was Dirk T-posing.
T-pose for dominant.
That's an SCP.
You slingshot back to Gamzee's hive, hitting the floor with what feels like every inch of your body. God, how can you fall on your ass and your head at the same time? How is that legal? Even worse, you appear to have sobered up much faster than you have any right to. The high is broken like a fever, and you are sweating through your trendy collared shirt. You turn. Gamzee has somehow moved himself to the couch while you were doing whatever it was, trying to throw yourself into part of the narrative you don't have permissions to see. He looks significantly less stoned than before, too. Where'd you go at, motherfucker? Oh, you just tried to pop in to visit someone? Someone you thought you remembered from your past, and it went wrong. Somehow you're just getting the image of a T-posing figure, which is absolutely absurd. Damn. That's some deep nonsense right there. Some righteous fucking noise. Yeah, you guess so. Probably just the drugs, though. Gamzee looks at you through slitted, hazy eyes. And you realize that trying to explain anything to him when he's in this state isn't going to do any good. Just a fever dream. And that's probably exactly what it was. Shit. Maybe this is what the kids refer to as a bad trip. Is this what Gamzee does? Just sits in his hive all the time and gets high? Well, that's a perfectly respectable way to deal with a hell place like Alternia, but God, it makes you sad. All these kids you've met so far make you so incredibly sad.
That's a mood.
There, now you went and bummed yourself out. You're exhausted. You really aren't above doing the least amount of work for the highest possible reward here. You shrug and tell him that probably what you experienced was a miracle. Gamzee's beatific smile makes it all the better. Beatific? I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's supposed to be beatific.
Okay. Nice. The popped collar and the hoodie is a fucking look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice, though.
Very nice.
I'll take that route.
Yeah, I mean, we got to see T-posing.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. So, here we are.
Oh, do we not get any of the changed icons now?
Huh?
The icons, none of them changed. Like, it looks like
they changed in the chum roll, I thought.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway, I'm gonna look at the credits now. Writer for Gamzee was Aisha. And the musicians... Oh, hey, Toby did... Right, Toby did Kanaya's theme. Toby did Gamzee's theme, which... Okay, that makes it even better. Mark Hadley did that second one, and Vriska's Vriska's theme is just Super Ego? Damn, alright. I like Super Ego. Alright, here we go. Your latest narrative jaunt has you walking down an Alternian shore. The two moons light up this beach cove in shades of pink and lime green, their reflections playing at shimmering patterns in the gentle waves. It would be beautiful if not for the haggard, monstrous gulls picking the flesh from dead and pungently rotting fish, crabs, and even one of their own. You keep up your distance as they eye you warily, gore on their chipped beaks. These are not potential friends. Everywhere you jump, serendipity seems to guide your hand, but would it be right to call you fortunate? The night is cool, almost cold. You kick a pure white seashell down the beach. It skips gracelessly in the dark gray sand. You have brought friends together and just barely begun to master this tremendous and strange new power. But no, you think, you are not fortunate. As you walk along alone down the sand that's still radiating stored-up heat from the searing day, you feel a pang. Something is missing. You know you felt this way before, but you can't place when. You have a gulf within you, the width and breadth of this ocean. An isolation so plain, so true, that it seems impassable, invincible. You step on a weird bug and you don't even care. Yes, you are filled with a sudden, almost comforting conviction. Nothing you have done on your journey has really made a difference. If you can pick up and put down the lives of these alien weirdos and human weirdos and shake them like an Etch-a-Sketch when things go wrong, are you really accomplishing anything? Or are you just building shitty castles in the sand with flimsy plastic implements? Castles that won't mean shit for nothing when the tide rises. You've decided. You are a creature of solitude. You are a rock. You are an island. From now on, you walk alone. There may be an angled figure crouched with terrible posture on a dock ahead, sure. That figure may be sitting next to an intriguing-looking moored ship, yes. But surely one glimpse of a potential life to meddle in won't immediately make you fall off the wagon, back to a life of itinerant friendship, right? Oh sweet, a new friend. God damn it. You amble over to the girl hunched on the dock like the stupid thembo friend slut you are, doing an acrobatic pirouette off the wagon. She hasn't seen you yet, so you watch her, like a creep. She's leaning over a complicated pile of papers, erasing boxes and filling them in again. Every once in a while, she pauses to roll various dice. As soon as you take one step onto the wooden deck, she looks up and jumps with a feline quickness into a standing position, looking immediately ready for a fight. So, Jax, are you gonna voice this monumental bitch, or am I?
I can try.
It's up to you. I know you don't need to kill your voice.
Yeah, I can try.
Okay.
You're gonna switch kins.
Listen, being a dirtkin and being a riskakin are basically the same.
Well, you said it, not me.
I'll just occasionally be muting myself.
That's fair. Please be careful with your voice.
It's not really my voice as much as it is cough.
Okay.
And I have a cough drop now, and that means everything's okay.
Cough drops
Right?
make everything better.
Cough drops is nature's candy.
Sure. Let me remember the Vriska voice I literally just did. Whoa! What are you?
You raise your hands in a pathetic sort of I'm innocent and weak motion, which for you is basically any motion. Also, I like this sprite a lot.
Yeah, I really like this style for Vriska.
This is a good set of Vriska sprites.
Yeah.
She's like a porcupine.
She is.
Yeah.
That's good.
It's a gremlin porcupine. Wait a second. You're that weirdo that was bothering Kanaya, aren't you?
Yep, you're exactly that weirdo. And now you're here saying hello to a new stranger. Maybe make a new friend. Isn't that great?
Great. Just what I needed. More meddling. I know I'm the coolest, but I'm kind of busy right now. Big campaign tonight.
Dude, you are so good at campaigns. You tell her. You're all about hope and change. You helped Al Gore hang a Chad. Does that mean something that I don't know about?
Yeah, this will make no sense to anyone under the age of 25.
Okay, I see. This is Kate putting her experience in politics to use, I see.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, no, a Chad is like whenever you punch a voting card.
Oh, I knew that! I knew that!
Yeah.
Anyway.
I was gonna say, look, there's a generation gap between the different definitions
Of Chad?
Chad, so.
Yeah.
I knew about hanging Chads.
I know, but now it just sounds like a Chad who's hung.
Roped Chad.
What even? Oh, that's you.
What even the fuck are you saying? Don't call me dude, or anything else for that matter.
You mean you're down to help? Maybe be her campaign manager?
Ha! I'm the captain here, buddy. But as it happens, I'm currently all out of first mate. Wanna be a swabby?
Oh, it's like a boat thing.
Yes?
So that's why there's a boat there. What are all the papers on the ground for?
The campaign, dumbass. They're the character sheets for me, the greatest petticoat sea grift ever to sail the 8 seas. One of our friends was raised in a cave, and she still knows what flarp is.
Well, you can zap over to the cave and ask her then. Her look of indifference is immediately replaced with a tilt of the head, as though your threat to leave caught her attention.
Ew, not unless you want to smell like cat piss for weeks and get high off secondhand nip.
I do.
Yeah, that sounds good.
That sounds pretty alright. Also, fuck! They just canonized Nepeta as a stoner.
Yeah.
Apparently she smells like cat piss.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look, it's simple. Pick a name and roll up some stats. For example, I am Marquise Spinneret Mindfang. I am the Scourge of the High Seas, an undefeated champion of naval flirt. My colors on the horizon turn even high-bloods into sniveling cowards.
You say that sounds really cool, but aren't troll names 6 letters long? You mean, you've only met a couple before this, but for some reason you have a really strong sense of the rules here.
I'm in character here. Try to keep up.
You guess that explains the outfit. She seems really into this. Maybe weirdly into this. It's all a bit intense. Isn't this just a game?
Flarp is more than just a game. And I'm the best there is. I like the face that smug.
Huh?
Briska has epic gamer moment.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that face is fucking good.
That's a good face.
Yeah, look. How about this? If you agree to make a character and sail with me, I'll tell you my real...
You look at her elaborate costume over at her ship and decide, why the hell not? You've already made your friend bed, now you have to sleep in it. Not that you're going to sleep or anything. That would be patently ridiculous. Oh boy.
Okay, let's walk you through this. You should be flattered that a master gamer like me is giving you the full tutorial. I had to read the books myself, with no help.
Epic gamer moment.
Okay, I gotta... I'm sorry, me, the stupid tabletop nerd, has to read the handbook.
Yeah, do it.
Okay.
Stack that.
The first thing you do is roll values for each of the 10 dice rostra. Simple, right?
She pops a huge bag of dice out of her Silodex and starts handing you the groups at a time. You roll 2d4 for Dice Rostrum, Throne of the Empress, and get 2 1s. You roll 66 for Dice Rostrum, Conductor's Stand, and 6 fucking snake eyes stare up at you from the wood of the dock.
Wow, you're really bad at this.
Take the insult lying down. You've got to hand it to her. When she's right, and she's right. So she's right. You've finished all 26 dice rolls required for this game, and you've gotten the lowest on each one. What rotten luck.
I have never seen anyone roll this low before. I didn't even know you could get a 0.
Now I have to check, do any of these... No, it is physically impossible for us to get a 0 with these rules.
I guess we're that shitty.
Yeah, we are that shitty. Oh no, never mind. It says that this last one should have a range of 0 to 17, but I don't know how that math works.
Dami getting their DM hat out.
Maybe
Look.
like previous rolls can subtract from the last roll?
Maybe, I don't know. Sorry, Crow, you gotta deal with me on this. This is my shit.
It's okay. We can save this by putting the stats in the right place.
She flips to another page of the player's handbook that shows you the attributes of Flarp. For some reason, you can read them, despite just arriving on this planet for the first time. Right?
So your Vim, Grit, Pulchritude, and Grace combine with real-life vitals to make your HP.
Wait, real-life vitals? Your body is weak and shitty. Is this some kind of hardcore game? The most dangerous game? If you die in the game, do you die in real life?
Yeah? You didn't know?
The sheer combined shock of what you don't know could kill an elephant quicker than Thomas Edison trying to discredit an immigrant.
You get to roll again when you level up, so you won't be pathetic forever. I mean, if you survive. But with a scourge like me at your side, you're on easy street. I'm jealous of you, really.
You gulp and nod. Okay, let's finish this. The Marquise grins. Her lipstick smears a bit where her fangs jut out. You'd think that's just how it is for trolls wearing lipstick, but Kanaya's was perfect. She pulls an 8-ball out of her pocket and smashes it, suddenly and violently, on the dock. You jump at the noise. She looks at you, pitifully, and then decides not to make fun of you. That's a surprise for Vriska.
Yeah.
That's the most out-of-character Vriska I've ever seen. Anyway.
I can't believe Friska's OOC.
Out of the wrecked plastic sophistic sphere, a gross fucking grubby worm appears. It's like the size of a wiener dog. In its wriggling, you see that it's pulsating. Covered in the blue-tinted family recreation water once inside an 8-ball. The grub's swollen ovipositor glistens. It extends to deposit a massive brood of eggs, each glowing in the center with a slowly pulsating LED light.
I forgot that word was...
Huh?
I forgot that word was teased.
Yeah, so did I.
Oviposition.
Still, big yikes. I hate that word is mentioned here.
I won't.
This is so fucking gross. You look away and dry heave a bit, leaning off the dock. So far, this game sucks ass.
Jeeg! Don't tell me you've never seen a game grub before.
You tell her you have never seen a game grub before. Also, maybe she should give a content warning before she makes you watch a thing that includes a glistening ovipositor.
What?
Ah, shit. Yeah, that was pretty gross. Here. You bring up the pause menu, click on warnings, and give it a read before making an informed decision. Have those been here the whole time? Hold on, wait a minute.
I mean, they haven't.
Oh.
They knew.
So these haven't been here.
No.
Now I have to look at all of these. No warnings for genre throughout. Yeah, valid warnings for Rose. God damn, there are so many fucking tags for Vriska.
Yeah, Vriska has a long ass route, so we're gonna be here for.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
Vriska taps her foot impatiently while you fuck around in the game. For some reason, seeing a full list of content warnings isn't easing your anxiety about what's ahead. It reminds you of something that once made you really angry. In fact, you're especially worried about the gore and death tags. Maybe you should just peace out of this. There's basically no harm whatsoever in you yeeting out of this one, and it might save you a drowning for good measure. Not that flirtation with dangerous ends is exactly rare for you. Alright, so I'm guessing peace out is the bad fucking end.
Peace out, dude.
You know what? You're not feeling up to tabletop gaming today. You close your eyes and feel yourself sink into another narrative.
Wait! You're lost.
Dull. That shit.
Fuck you,
hurt.
Vriska.
That shit hurt, dude.
That shit didn't hurt. Fuck you, Vriska. You know what? You're an informed reader and a prepared gamer. You've got this. You ask Vriska what's next. She points to one of the glowing, blinking eggs, which is hatching a pixelated-looking bat. It flaps its way into the air with a high-pitched squeak and starts glowing and projecting a holographic image of a torch.
How the fuck do these games work with, like, hatchet, like, fetus spawn, like this? How does these work with just, like, hatching these living creatures? I never understand.
I mean, that's just kind of actual society.
Okay.
Alright, all you have to do is assign your dice rostra and your attributions gone.
What?
Pick your best and worst stat. Your top 2 stats determine your starting class. There's a lot of classes, but I'm already the best one.
Alright, well, that seems simple enough. Drag attributes into the dice rostrum you want to utilize for them. This decision is permanent, so make sure you are satisfied before pressing finalize and ensconcing them. Oh boy. Ugh, okay. So, in essence, yeah, okay. This doesn't seem to be working. Random it is.
Let's see. So the hover doesn't work for whatever reason, and you're not the first one to notice that either. So, essentially, you can drag stuff over and just to see what you get. Or randomize.
Well, the dragging isn't working for me.
Huh. Are you clicking the thingies and...
Yes.
Interesting.
So I'm just gonna hit random until I find a class I like. Sprucely. Oh, I like this one.
Nice.
I think this is the one. The top attributes are hubris and dex. Okay, I can take this. Alright.
This was my second choice of class. I think I'd make a pretty great thief. I mean, it's not like it would be all that surprising. I'm pretty great at everything. A max level petticoat Seagrift and a level 1 5-finger Filifatal. Not exactly the meta strat. You're lucky you're paired with the #1 gamer on Alter. Before I can carry you to victory, we need just one more thing.
There's more of this bullshit? What now? Is a giant sandworm going to poke its head out of the sand and puke up some more fucking game mechanics that will be described in excruciating narrative detail?
Quit being so dramatic. Your character needs a name.
Oh, a name. You already have one of those, though. You told Jade it already. But, man, you're not feeling as comfortable with it right now for some reason. Why is thinking of yourself as a distinct being with an identity and a history feel so uncomfortable? What's wrong with you? Might as well just make up a character name. Alright, so I'm gonna save here and play the fuck around for a second, because I know there's some Easter eggs. As soon as you say it, Vriska narrows her eyes at you. Without warning, she pushes you off the dock into the briny Alternian waters. Nice.
I cannot stress this enough. No fucking double.
I don't actually know if this is one. We're sticking with it, though.
The Marquis welcomes you aboard her ship, Drew Husk.
As soon as you confirm your name, the other eggs start squelching and cracking into little more flying holographic biotech projectors of various shapes and sizes. Moths and dragonflies and lightning bugs zapping off into the distance. Vriska captchalogs all her various books and character sheets, pushes her eye patch glasses up to the bridge of her nose, and clambers up the gangplank of her ship, which you see has a name painted on the side in Cerulean script as you follow her. Brigantine.
Here, hold this.
Vriska hands you a rope and you hold on to it, keeping the moonsail rolled up as she scurries to and fro, aft and bow, across the deck of the ship, making adjustments. You watch her try to tie a double bowline, but struggle with the dexterity of her mechanical fingers, swearing in frustration under her breath. You politely look away and try to make idle conversation. You ask for her end of the bargain.
What?
Her name. You made a character, she tells you her name. That's the deal. She secures another rigging and stomps back over to you.
You haven't really made a character until you're in costume.
Is your fit not already fresh? Perhaps even the freshest?
Here.
She dumps an extra outfit out of her inventory, looking almost exactly like an earlier version of hers. Smaller, with more amateur stitching. You put on the big bridge coat and feel super badass. She looks at you, tilts her head to evaluate, and then grabs a jaunty hat, feather and all, from her Siladex and pops it on your head.
Nice. Alright, my name's Vriska. Vriska Circuit. Don't you forget it.
Vriska Circuit, or the Marquise, satisfied with her preparations, snatches the rope from you and lets it go, unfurling the mainsail. She practically skips to the captain's wheel, ready to steer the brigantine out of the harbor. Real name basis is one step closer to friendship, though for the moment you feel like you got told that name already. Your brain is messed up enough without remembering stuff that maybe didn't happen in canon, if canon is even a real thing that means something anymore. Your unsettling metatextual introspection is interrupted by Vriska shouting.
Roll for initiative.
God damn. You hear the buzz of projector bugs boarding your ship, and soon 4 flickering holograms appear on the main deck, looking like lurching zombie trolls. You already hear dice rattling on the deck, and you look over at her to cheat and figure out what you need to roll.
Alright, I'm starting with an 8. Looks like you gotta subtract the modifier. 19. Huh. Guess you go first, Andrew Hussey.
This is it. It's LARPing time. You look down at the piece of paper with your abilities on it, ready to cast Magic Missile or Bugsby's Grasping Hand or some shit. You pick the top attack from the list. It's your special class ability. You channel the spirit of the Five-Finger Fil Fatale, point straight at one of the holographic zombies, and yell that you're casting Yoinkaroonie. You grab a d20 and blow on it in your hand. Your lady luck. No snake eyes, other gambling terms, whatever. You let out the icosahedron of tabletop destiny drop through the air, awaiting the result with bated breath. You get a 2 and miss. God damn it. Vriska laughs out loud.
Check out how a real gamer does it.
Then she shows you how a real gamer does it. Over the course of this and the next 4 holographic encounters of ballooning complexity, tediousness, difficulty, and word count, she just rolls so many goddamn dice and keeps track of so many goddamn stats. You're overwhelmed, bewildered, and tired of doing math in pencil by the time the last squid-themed hollow monster dies. You were worried about the danger of this game before, but it seems like the only way you're gonna die today is from fucking boredom. Of course, Vriska's not only a power gamer, but she also likes Troll Pathfinder. I hate this.
I don't know enough about tabletops to understand.
That's fair. Pathfinder is obnoxiously complicated.
Gotcha.
Then you spot it. A schooner painted in all in black emerges from the fog. You shout to Vriska that there's a ship on the port horizon. Vriska looks right. Does she not know the difference between port and starboard? Huh. You point in the proper direction, and she gives that mischievous grin of hers.
Now it's time for the real action. We've entered the PvP-enabled zone.
She puts aside her character sheets and dice, drawing a blue saber. She holds it in one hand, the ship's wheel in the other.
That's the Rue, the ship of the Dreadclaw Ophelia. Top of the Naval Flarp leaderboard. She's got a whole crew on that boat. But she's just another rich sea dweller with hired help, and she's been too scared to face.
Vriska's pointed your ship straight at the Rue, and you've picked up speed. You can make out a troll girl with finned ears and a gaudy purple outfit that you'd describe as sexy pirate Halloween costume from the world's most bougie party city. Dreadclaw Ophelia. It's absolutely garish compared to Vriska's more normcore approach to RP activewear, but dressed much more humbly than the captain are a bunch of lowbloods standing behind her, clutching shitty rusty swords and shaking.
So let's bring the fight to her.
You're not slowing down. You're pointed straight at the enemy hull. Vriska steers your ship directly into the well-appointed schooner. Okay.
Oh, sleepy.
Yes, and you struggle to keep your feet at the shock of impact, which knocks the violet blood and her frightened thralls to the deck of the Rue. She yells over the din of horrific wood-on-wood screeching.
Hey, Swatty! Want to be really good at sword fighting?
You look at her with stars in your eyes. Yes, you do want to be really good at sword fighting. You nod eagerly, and she underhand tosses you her blue-hilted saber, which you catch eagerly. Vriska grins back, puts her hand to her temple, and squints with her one good eye. The 7 red dots of her prosthetic seem to smear and blur as your vision loses focus. You've managed well to this point as first mate of the brigantine, but your sea legs seem to give out on you all at once. You drop the sword you were just given, and it clatters to the deck. You try to tell her something's wrong, but your mouth lolls open and you drool a bit. A dull pain gains a sharp and sudden clarity. It feels as though 8 spindly legs are crawling on your head. No, in your head. Each footfall feels more like a knife cutting through butter. At some point, all sensation slips into nothing, and you follow the sword to the ground, asleep.
What the fuck? Wake up, moron!
You don't hear that, and you don't wake up. The salt and swell of the ocean gives way to the rustling of alien trees. No longer do you hear the scream of gulls following your ship, waiting for corpses and gore to tumble overboard. It's all peaceful. Consciousness returns to you, and its first present is the discovery that you're face down in slightly wet dirt. Some got in your mouth. You spit it out and sit up, brushing muck off your flarp costume. Wait, that's not a flarp costume. That's a hoodie with a jagged cerulean symbol. A different symbol on it, loose-fitting, as though it belonged to a friend. Half memories swim in your mind as you take in the scene, just as familiar as your clothing. A stump sitting in a clearing between the trunks of purple-treed Alternian forest. A harpoon sticks out of it. Oh boy! This stump would typically fill you with unease, an aura of death and defeat. But a squirrely silhouette cuts through the darkness, and you step further into the clearing and feel your heart lift. Also, for the record, the description of the stump is the same as the suicide stump.
The what?
The suicide stump.
Oh.
This isn't who I thought we were gonna see. But the MSPA suicide stump.
Yeah.
With the gun. Sitting there on the stump, kicking bare feet back and forth, tilting her head to the side and smiling impishly, is your friend, Buldir Lamati. You remember her. You remember her! Psst. Fancy seeing you here. That's a joke. I'm a figment of your imagination and was expecting you the whole time. She pats the stump next to her in an inviting gesture, and you sit down. You feel less adrift than you can ever remember. You tell her you missed her. Of course you did. You've gotten yourself into a real mess, dear friend. You ask about all your old friends. Sitting next to you, they flip through your mind clear as day, as though the memories were never locked away in the first place. How are Tagora and Gallic doing? Has she run into Ardata again? What's going on in the neighborhood? Do folks miss you? That last question collapses her wry smile into a genuine crestfallen expression. I can't really tell you that for sure. You've seen it for yourself, just how much he can do. There's a whole other disturbance in this neighborhood, and it has his nefarious fingerprints all over it. It's almost like he was preparing for this. But I try to stay one step ahead, and I remember what I'm fighting for. Do you? The question is arresting. What are you doing? Even with your memory clouded, you've just been bumbling into other people's stories, breaking things as you go. Well, there's nothing wrong with breaking things. It's like they say. Sometimes you have to compromise a few unfertilized cluck beast embryo in the name of complete breakfast. You tell her you haven't had a good breakfast in ages. One of the places you were at had swords in the fridge. Also, you have absolutely no idea what you're doing. You're going where the river takes you. But things are different now. There is a great power within you that you are just now realizing. The power to shape the river, to use its waters to scour the lands as you please. A power even he doesn't fully understand. You look down at your hands. Sitting next to her, you start to remember the green room, the story you've fallen into. You tell her there's so much broken, and you have no idea how to fix it. You tell her you wish she was real, not just in your head. She'd know what to do. She tilts her head again, inquisitively. Am I, though? Just in your head, I mean. The story is only broken if you accept that it is broken. If you think of the story as something given to you. But it's not. Puppet masters may try and tell you that the strings they are pulling are the only ones. As she says this, her head jerks back, oddly, but she continues whispering, calm as ever. Don't be afraid. Don't let anyone tell you that this story belongs to them. Not him, not anyone. You feel it too. It feels like threads tug at your body, and it hers even more. Her limbs twitch and pull in gruesome pantomime as more and more strings loop around her and disappear skyward. They nearly surround her completely, but you are powerless to resist, paralyzed. It's for you. It's always been for you. Remember, friend, the only question. She only manages to spit out 4 more words as she is swallowed up and tangled in a spider's web of marionette string, choked and broken. What will you do? The whole scene seems to melt away in searing green, and you are falling, dancing beneath the skilled hands controlling you. He is here. He was already. The ticking of 1,000 clocks, exactly in time, echoes around you. Would someone like to be Scratch?
Sure.
Okay.
Did you miss me? I seem to be on your mind. I'm flattered. It's no wonder you're thinking about me just after meeting one of my greatest.
Yikes.
You really do spend too much time around willful Lou. It may start to give you ideas. Ideas of choice. Of challenge. You're relevant because those holding the strings decided you're relevant. An observer. The show must go on, but don't make the mistake these little Ingrams did. It can go on without you. The bits that really matter at. What's that? Am I doing this? I'm afraid not, darling. I don't even know what you're referring.
Tears sear at the edge of your eyes again. You try to keep Boulder's words in your mind as the strings squeeze the breath out of you. What will you do? Another voice seems to answer, from another place entirely. Scratchy and loud, it says, "Fix this." You wake up. Cold stone and a draft greets you. Charming. You blearily open your eyes, memories of the dream already fading to wisps in your mind. You're in the cluttered bedroom, the cluttered respite block that you're sure is Vriska's, based on the broken 8-balls scattered everywhere. You pick yourself up off the ground and try to think about how you got here. You passed out back on the brigantine. She must have brought you home, but where is she? You turn around and see a window. You look outside and see a dramatic scene below. Vriska is mind-controlling a group of thralls, ones she must have won off of Dreadclaw while you were out cold. They're marching one by one towards a massive web. Perched in the web is a giant spider, heaving, hulking, hungry. Vriska's about to feed the losers of this game to her Lussus. Crow?
Crow, pay attention to us!
Crow, you're the one with experience. I do believe we must make this choice on our own, Jax.
Oh no! I believe Crow abandoned.
I can't believe Crow abandoned us in our time of need.
In our time of need, Crow! You're muted, not deafened!
Well, Jax, what will we do?
I don't know. I usually just go with the top option because fucking sometimes trying to figure out which one is actually going to be bad, not easy.
Yeah.
To play tricks on you. And I think maybe just hiding in your room and not doing shit the bad. I don't know.
I feel like intervening is the bad end.
I feel like intervening is the obvious. I'm playing like that fucking the Princess Bride shit, where it's like, haha, but maybe I put it in front of you because I knew you would choose the one in front of me, but maybe that's what I want you to think, and you're gonna choose the one in front of me because that's the one.
Yeah, I
know.
I know.
So, yeah, choose whichever.
Okay, we're gonna try to intervene.
Okay.
Holy shit, this was supposed to be a game. These innocent kids are getting fed to a fucking spider, and it's all because of your definitely essential contributions to Vriska's victory. This is so messed up. Games don't cause violence, you think? Huh?
You did so much. You passed out on the deck. You definitely helped Vriska win.
Yeah. This is so messed... I mean, our lack of participation, I'm sure, was essential to Vriska's victory.
Mm-hmm.
You know how much we can fuck up. Games don't cause violence, you think, as you rush down the stairwell. They can't. Vriska is going to discredit an entire generation of gamers and add fuel to the fire of anti-gaming activism with this kind of behavior. Oh, and also kill some kids. That's like normal Alternia stakes, though. You've got to defend the integrity of Fortnite. That's much more important. Obviously. You rush out into the late night air. Too late to save a tranquilized, mind-control olive blood from being torn asunder. Vriska's Lussus holds the troll boy in her forelegs. Pedipalps tearing through clothing and... Kate, please. Chelicerae tearing into gray flesh, feeding a winding intestine into her mouth. You feel like you're gonna yarts. You have no idea what you're doing, standing out here alone against a giant monster in this gaggle of mind-controlled thralls. But you gulp down some air and yell, stop. Vriska turns to you, and she doesn't look like she's doing a lot better, frankly. She's got a similarly sick expression on her face, but something in her eyes is dead, resigned. Her expression crumples into a scowl.
What the fuck are you doing?
She squints her one eye in pain, like there's a voice screaming inside her head.
No, okay? I know! I'm dealing with it.
She steps up towards you and you see cerulean dice appear one at a time between her fingers. The dice are sparking with cold blue flames. You suddenly feel as though you're going to have a very, very bad time. First, you fall asleep... Huh? Oh.
Me. Yeah. Okay. First, you fall asleep on me like a weenie, and I have to fight the last encounter all on my own. Then I carry you back to safety, and even though we just met, you own me. Turn around and go back. Now.
You look up past her, at the giant spider. The awful noise of squelching has stopped. 8 eyes are trained on you, blinking out of order. A spattered Pollock painting of multicolored blood is smeared all over her slavering mouth. There are 7 trolls still standing there beside her, mindless, mouths lolling. Next. You don't turn around. You don't go back. You stand your ground, unarmed and without a plan. Surely your new friend will see how wrong this is. Vriska looks hurt for a moment, betrayed, but the same glare settles back onto her face.
You think you're a big hero stopping this dangerous bitch, right? Happy as a... Bavlov?
Bivalve.
Bivalve. There we go. Moloch about your little protagonist moment. You're being stupid. You don't understand what's happening.
Okay.
Okay.
Is the stream back?
Let me refresh it.
Let me see if the stream's back. I don't know if this same stream is gonna be back, and if it's not, I might just fucking not. Ah, we are back.
There it is.
Excellent. Okay, now let's catch back up to where the fuck we were.
Okie dokie. We sing now. Friska the musical.
Oh boy. Alright.
Past this, I already fucked up how to say Mullis.
Alright.
You're being stupid. You don't understand what's happening here. What I have to do. Can't fix this. Nobody can. So now you're just another little weenie who thinks they're a hero and I'm a villain. Sure, I'll play ball. I'll be exactly what you...
She tosses the dice on the ground. The dice glow with a blue flame as they tumble to a stop. An ethereal whip materializes and snaps around your ankles, and you are dragged dizzyingly fast towards the spider web. The friction of your ass on the rocky cliff face tears the butt out off your flarp costume, exposing your delicate cheeks to chafing, your greatest asset. But things get far worse than that as you are flung directly into the clutches of the horrific arachnid.
Hey, wait a minute.
What?
The greatest asset was the legs. Are we saying that the ass is now better than the leg? So does MSPAR have a great ass canonically?
MSPAR has always had a great ass.
I thought they had great legs. I didn't know about the ass.
They have good gams and a good ass. Remember, their ass is Alternia's deadliest.
Okay, well, deadliest doesn't mean greatest.
I think in order to have a truly deadly ass, one has to first have a great ass.
Have you been sat on by bony asses? Because I don't
got a
think
point
that's true.
there. You got a point there.
Anyway, I'm sorry.
Nah, that's fine. But things get far worse as you're flung directly into... Oh, wait. The fangs of Vriska's Lussus pierce your skin and pump you full of a numbing venom that causes everything to fade to black and static numbness. Which is good, because she's beginning to eat you alive. It's also good, because you can't see or hear a little girl stifle a sniffle, holding herself with crossed arms, one mechanical, and rocking back and forth, watching another friend consumed by this chaos that never leaves her. Great work, hero. You got Vord.
Do you think someone has...
Huh? What?
Nothing.
No, what? Okay. Huh?
I have a hard time deciding how much is critique I would...
That's fair. So, we can't watch?
Yeah.
Okay. Holy shit. Vriska's Lussus is a giant spider monster that eats children. This explains so much, and also raises a significant number of questions that you're gonna think about while not watching these kids get eaten. You look for something to distract yourself with. You spot a black, raggedy book, much older than anything else in this room, with Vriska's symbol on the cover. You reach for it and open it up, flipping to a random page and seeing what looks like a journal scrawled in cerulean, but not Vriska's handwriting from your character sheet. Looking inside the first page, you see the name Mindfang. You read, and holy shit, you're very unsure that this is appropriate for a young girl to be reading. You keep flipping through to different parts, and wow, it just gets worse. Vriska named her character after this? You lose yourself in hate-reading Mindfang's long stories about petty crime, dubious consent, and weirdly detailed descriptions of the outfits of a woman named Redglare. You're surprised then when Vriska walks up the stairs, hands in her pockets, looking at the ground. She doesn't even look at you before sitting down on the floor across from you, cross-legged and staring 1,000 yards into the distance. She rocks back and forth, hands still in her pockets. You go to give her a reassuring pat on the back. As soon as you touch her metal shoulder, cold even through her shirt, she turns to you with a jumping glare and hisses like a cat before facing away again. You get the message. She takes an 8-ball out of her inventory again and then savagely, brutally beats it on the stone floor of her room until it's nothing but shards in a puddle. The two of you sit. She occasionally picks through the debris of the 8-ball and rocks, clenching and unclenching her fists, but as the minutes pass, her breathing slows bit by bit. You don't say a word or bring up what happened. She's the one who talks first.
Earlier you seemed, confused about why I care so much about playing a character.
She thumbs the dog-eared edge of a worn piece of paper in her sharp-clawed hand, staring at the wall. She's still got blood on her jacket. Blood that almost makes you retch with the memory of spidery mandibles devouring her spoils. One glimpse of it made you sick. What would dozens do? Hundreds.
I mean, it seems obvious to me that the Marquis is the greatest and coolest character ever made. But I've been her for so long, it's sort of like part of me. Everybody's throwing shapes every day and acting like something, right? But most people are so boring. They don't dress up, they don't act, they're always so obsessed with being the exact kind of troll they were yesterday. Maybe you don't have to be. Maybe you can go on message boards and try out being someone new and find out you like it. Maybe it's nice to be called something your lesses don't call you. And meet people who only ever knew you as the girl online or on the other ship who was super badass and good at things. Come on. You can't tell me you've never wanted to be someone.
You've edged a bit closer to her during this rant and are looking at the sheet of paper in her hand. It's a spreadsheet-looking series of boxes she's filled in with red ink. Name, Marquise Spinneret Mindfang. Class, Petticoat Seagrift. Gender, F. Levels, all of them. She's doodled over all the margins, art of her captaining ships and swinging swords and drinking out of goblets. Have you ever wanted to be someone else? The question makes you uncomfortable. Just pondering who you are now fills you with unease. Fuck playing a character. Filling out a sheet like this for yourself seems impossible. A piece of paper representing all your physical and mental attributes? A blank canvas, the common outlines thereon defining the boundaries of every conceivable personality? You don't even know how you'd fill in the gender box. You've been busy making friends, okay? Suddenly she turns on you, and there's a desperate, kind of crazy intensity in her good eye, like her gaze will burn you.
You're going to leave, aren't you? No, yeah, of course. Everybody does. Do you think I like this? I used to have a partner. She didn't like it either, but she helped anyway. Like you, I guess. Except she didn't puke when it saw blood. And also not like you at all. She made rules. She loves rules. And I don't know if you noticed, but I'm not, big on those. Gambling queens broke rules all the time, and that's just what you've got to do to survive. To make the voice stop haranguing.
Yeah.
And, she heard her lessons in her head, too, but she didn't need anything from her. What's that even like? I've got to be the best. I have to. I didn't get all the levels just to look at them on the sheet. You saw me out. It's dangerous. She tried to kill me and left me alone. And then I got even, because that's what you have to do to backstab her. but I still don't feel it doesn't bother. Nobody ever cares. They just leave and move on, and I'm still stuck here on this stupid world. How are people mad at me for putting losers out of their fucking misery? This planet fucking sucks.
Hoo boy, that's a lot. You let her finish her tirade. She hasn't looked straight at you for the whole thing. You gently ask about how her Moirail, who you did just befriend, would feel about her saying she's alone. You see a lot of thoughts flicker through her head, and a lot of expressions dance across her face. She settles onto a look like she's smelling something off.
People always want shit from other people. Sometimes you know somebody and you can't describe, like, what your whole deal is. You grow up with these ideas about what you're supposed to do, how you're supposed to be. You get handed down these strict categories, tables in your player's handbook. And you read stories or journals or whatever that say, this is a mate split, and you feel this about it. And you have a Moirail that meddles with you because you're just too broken for her, and she just wants. Or you get told, oh, this is what a rival looks like, and then you look at your black date, and it's just an absolutely repulsive slimy eel who always wants you to kiss him, and ew. Man, I could really upgrade in that department. But then there's someone that comes along and none of that stuff makes sense. You just like being with her. Or it's not even like you just feel like shit makes more sense with her. I would say it's like you have this voice in your head saying you're not good enough all the time. But she makes it quiet. But I actually do have a voice in my head saying I'm not good enough. God, I'm not explaining this right. What I'm trying to say is, yeah, that's a doomsday device. Everyone leaves, nobody cares, and we're all waiting on a call up to war, and I'm ready. I'm the best at war. It's just a big flarp. But I'd rather have a plan.
You give Vriska a moment to breathe. You don't give her a reassuring touch on the back, remembering her jump and hiss when you tried that last. She's like a feral cat, this girl. Tangled, greasy hair droops over shoulders that are always hunched up, like something would come for her throat if she exposed it to anyone. You wonder if she ever let her shoulders down around the girl she's talking about. An ex, perhaps? Of course she did. You wonder if she ever will again. You hear a psst in your ear and a squirrely little laugh, and suddenly remember a green room, and that you've had this thought before somehow. You ask her the question that's been consuming you, or more accurately, not consuming you. Why were you left up here when everyone else got fed to the spider? She tenses up immediately when you ask this, and takes some time to clench her fists, then release them.
Some people are off limit. She has to eat, but she doesn't eat my friends when I bring her enough food.
And you're counted as off limits? You're one of her friends?
Oh my god, don't get a big head. I wouldn't let her eat Carcat either, and he's not like my BFF for life or anything. Plus, you help me out, and that's the pirate code. Plus, Fussy Fangs would be.
It must be hard separating trolls into two classes, friends and food, like that. It must be hard, and nobody understands.
I mean, that's how it works here. Everybody's got someone to kick down on. Except Rustbloods. But them's the breaks. Somebody's got to be the bottom to keep the whole shebang afloat. Killing people lower down than you is what all the school feeds say you're supposed to do. To get ready for a life of space war against... Well, it mostly seems like they just kill more lowbloods. That's all it ever is. My ancestor?
She looks left and right, as if she's going to be overheard, then leans in smirkingly. She sounds like she's letting you in on a secret.
my ancestor, Mindfang, she sailed around being the terror of the high seas for a while, but she fell in with a group that was going to do something about all that. A bunch of weirdos led by a mutant who wanted revolution. I've always wanted to be like... I liked using her name more than my own for a while, dressing up like her, learning to sail. But I always end up back here with a pile of corpses. That's having losses, right? Sometimes you don't get to do what you want to do. She talks. It only stops when she... Always, 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 always whispering in my head. Saying I was fatter than... Saying I deserved all the things that happened. Even when I was bleeding out on this floor.
You look at the cold, cluttered, uncomfortably drafty room. Whatever happened to her face and arm must have happened here. You see a broken figure silhouetted on the wall. You look back at Vriska, and you know what she is. For all the bombast, insults, killing, you're looking at a survivor. You're looking at someone who did nothing wrong. You remember Dave's carefully crafted defense of a persona. You remember Rose eating oatmeal for dinner in a drafty brutalist mansion. Jade in the shadow of a volcano raising herself. Your world can be as brutal as this one. Earth makes survivors too, and you have made a difference for them, one at a time. All of that nihilistic bullshit earlier feels like it was shouted at you by some meddling voice. Someone holding the strings. Fuck that. You're gonna be a goddamn hero today. You're gonna make friends with this whole fucking planet if you have to, and you're gonna make it better, or at least less of a complete dumpster. You tell Vriska you'll be right back and sprint down a spiral staircase. You keep running, pumping your beautiful legs straight out the door of Vriska's giant hive. You don't have to color inside the lines of someone else's story. This is your motherfucking narrative now. You take a leap when you reach the cliff and barrel over, falling fast, wind whipping past your face as you tumble through the air towards the giant white spider. A leap not of faith, but of hope. You crash into the carapace of Vriska's terrible murder mom hard, cracking it with a piercing shriek. At the same time you... Zap! Hundreds of feet above the mouth of the volcano on Jade's Island and kick off the back of the spider, leaving the giant troll-gorged arachnid tumbling into the lava as you zap back to Alternia, back to Vriska's respite block. You appear behind her. She doesn't notice you. She's looking out her window, down at the empty web, with a shocked expression. Still looking out the window, her stunned silence turns slowly into a grin someone less generous than you would describe as shit-eating.
Holy shit, Andrew Hussey! You actually did something!
I knew making that our name would be worth it. I'm gonna take a second to screenshot this.
Yeah.
Is Crow sleeping?
Crow!
No.
Are you sure, Crow?
I'm sure.
Shh.
Did you hear what we were laughing about?
No, it's fine. Shh.
Would you like to know what we were laughing about? Because it's pretty fucking funny.
No, I can have dreams.
Go to sleep. Get off the call.
Fuck you.
We named our Flarp character Andrew Hussey, and Vriska just said, "Holy shit, Andrew Hussey, you actually did something."
Nice.
Okay. Ah. That's the route.
That's the route.
Oh.
It makes me happy that that was the last line of Vriska's route. Alright, well. That was the route.
Some trolls.
Those were some trolls.
Okay.
How was it?
trolls.
Huh?
I said those were some trolls.
They sure were some trolls.
Yeah.
I think I'll go ahead and end the stream.
Okay.
Thank you for joining us.
You're welcome.